This is a CBC News special report.
Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the early morning edition of CBC News. I'm Luke Rich. Today's top story: the 1989 animated sitcom The Simpsons has been recently studied to discover that it includes examples of identity, bias, values, and sexism. To bring more on this topic, we are going live to Nick Halden in Toronto. Take it away, Nick.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nick Halden, and I have been recently analyzing the famous pop culture animated sitcom, The Simpsons, set in the fictional American city of Springfield. The Simpsons centers on a family with all the dysfunctions of the modern era, but the demographics of the 1950s. Two married parents, two pre-adolescent children, and an infant, living grandparents, aunts, and uncles. The first episode that launched in 1989, Roasting on an Open Fire, first displaying the identity and power role that is presented by the father, Homer Simpson. Homer is presented as a sympathetic, underappreciated father whom, despite his best efforts, finds tremendous difficulty in providing a perfect family life for his wife and children during the Christmas season. Homer is a father who feels a sense of leadership and responsibility to his family, to provide for them the best life possible. His wife and children may not fully understand it, and his in-laws may not appreciate it, but Homer understands his duty and will continue to do so whether his efforts are appreciated or not. As you can see, Homer's power is demonstrated through the role of the father in the family. We will now move to George Donnelly, who will express his insights on the bias used in The Simpsons.
Good afternoon, citizens of Toronto. My name is George Donnelly, and lately I've stumbled across the use of bias in the episode Homer Tries to Vote. During the episode, The American Dream Ideology, Homer couldn't believe the corruption of the electronic voting box because this type of thing couldn't happen in America. Showing the bias towards Barack Obama at the time, this thing would happen if McCain was elected. Having a pop culture icon such as Homer Simpson in favor of Obama again helps persuade the viewers and also shows the overwhelming bias. In the beginning, there are 8 different ads in favor of Obama, and only 6 in favor of McCain. Once again, using Homer Simpson as the person voting, also a form of association for plain folk Americans because of the similarities and persuasiveness of The Simpsons. That's it for the bias shown in the sitcom. We will now move to Ben Cooper in our Chicago studio.
Welcome to the Windy City, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ben Cooper, and I am here to express my interest in the values exposed in Season 23, Episode 10, Politically Inept with Homer. A quick synopsis of the episode. Homer becomes the new voice of America after the release of a viral video recorded by Bart. Many Americans began looking towards Homer as their spokesperson. Homer soon got his own show and gained popularity and influence, obtaining the nomination as a candidate for the next U.S. president. Lisa and Marge, the voices of reason, realized how disastrous an idea it was for someone like Homer, who is completely politically inept, to be nominated as president, and tried to stop him. In an attempt to socialize Homer and teach him a lesson, Lisa and Marge formed an elaborate plan to help Homer realize his stupidity. At the end of the episode, Homer realized that he was, in his own words, full of crap, and realized that his family was right all along. This episode showed that instead of the father, who is normally the head of the family and the one who bestows his intellect, philosophy, and life lessons upon his children, it was the complete opposite, dividing completely from the old idea of father knows best. It is clearly shown in this episode that the father does not know best, and that it's the wife and kids' duty to educate their father. This is a family value that is emphasized in today's society, that everyone has something to learn in life, that parents could learn from their children as well, and that husbands could learn from their wives. Lastly, my fellow companion George DeVore is going to touch on the sexism displayed in The Simpsons. Off to you, George.
Hello folks, George DeVore here. The Simpsons expresses many acts of sexism throughout their seasons. Simpsons still reinforce a common heterosexist perception of gender roles, where the man of the house is expected to work, while the woman, whether or not she works, is responsible for the domestic sphere. Furthermore, the responsibility of socialization has shifted from just the father, who has over time been viewed as provider and head of the household, to a more shared responsibility among parents and children. Society, for the most part, still expects the father to be the breadwinner and while the mother may or may not work, she is still expected to take on most of the domestic responsibilities. The family parodies modern nuclear families with an alcoholic and unintelligent father, provides for the majority of the family's income. Marge is portrayed as the typical stay-at-home mom who cooks, cleans, and takes care of the baby. The oldest child, Bart, is the typical mischievous adolescent male who engages in many pranks and other more male-dominated activities. The middle child, Lisa, is the artistic brain of the family. The youngest, Maggie, does not speak and aside from her bow is not really shown as someone who has a gender-specific personality. The children are influenced by both the mother and father, which reflects the modern nuclear family's value of shared responsibility of children's rearing by both parents. That's it for the sexism aspect in The Simpsons. Back to you, Luke. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Luke Rich here. As you can see, The Simpsons is full of literary devices. That's it for this segment of CBC News. Here at CBC, we're not good with goodbyes, so see you next time.